What's going on, everyone? F1 Pit Stop here, and today we're going to be talking about the man of the 2022 season so far. Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari has been absolutely on a tear these first two races. Obviously, the 2022 Saudi Arabia Grand Prix just happened, and for most of the race it looked to be a copy of Bahrain, the first race of the season. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, kind of break down the results, and then we're going to look at, is Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari the new Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes? With these new regulations and rules for the cars, is the Ferrari the new Mercedes that's going to be battling Red Bull for the title this season? Let's dive into it. And as always, if you want to hear about more F1 coming up in this new 2022 season, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow something here, and enjoy. So taking a look at the results, the red stands out. You have two Ferraris, second and third, with Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc having this battle for 1 and 2 the entire race, basically, from the first few laps. Again, another stellar performance for Ferrari. Just unreal what they've been able to do with this car coming into the 2022 season. Max Verstappen showing, he's an aggressive driver, and you get him in a good car, he can hang with the best of them, and he's just ridiculously quick. So Max Verstappen was able to walk away with first place in this race. With last race, remember, there was issues and he was not able to finish the race. Actually, no Red Bulls were able to finish the race, as well as one AlphaTauri. But Red Bull's taken first and fourth. Perez, with the lap of his life, wasn't able to make it stick during the race. He fell back at the start and just wasn't able to. He actually had some trouble and just bad timing with the safety cars that kept him behind the Ferrari. Towards the end of the race, he was starting to pass a bit more, but not to the point where he'd be able to fight for that podium. Russell and the Mercedes did a really great job of making some passes and really just maintaining that position. Obviously, that Mercedes isn't equipped to where the Red Bulls and Ferraris are at. So that fifth for Russell shows, hey, he's not messing around, and that's a pretty good spot for Mercedes. They have got more points on the board, I guess. Ocon, huge. Him and Alonso were battling it out. But Ocon in sixth, that's incredible. Alpine is looking like they have a really strong car too, and that shows in the constructor standings. Norris, we finally see some McLaren in the top 10. Unbelievable how bad of a race they had for the first race of the season in Bahrain, but Norris was able to work his way from the back all the way up to the front, and I think Ricciardo would have been in the points too, but sadly his car wasn't able to finish, as a lot of the cars had pretty severe overheating issues. Gasly in the AlphaTauri, good for him. You might even expect a little bit more from them, but I don't know, the AlphaTauri engine just in the car doesn't seem to be at the level at which it was even last season. Gasly was fighting for, fifth last season easily before all these regulations, rule changes. We got Magnussen, points, 2 in a row. And here's the thing, Haas came out saying that they were disappointed with 9th place, and they felt like they could have done more, which is just an unbelievable 180 that from last season to this season. That's incredible. Magnussen getting points in both races so far. Hopefully Haas can keep this up. That'd be incredible for them. And then Hamilton coming in 10th. I mean, that legendary radio message from Bono where he said P10, sorry about that, and Hamilton says 10th. Is there even points for that place? I mean, yeah, he needs to figure something out. Hamilton's just not in the car that he's used to being in, and still an incredible driver, but the fact that he wasn't able to make something happen with it like Russell was able to, that says something. I mean, in qualifying, him not making it out of Q3 was just I mean, it left everyone speechless. There also was a quote where Hamilton was talking about how he just couldn't get past the Haas and was surprised that the Haas had so much more power. I mean, never in a million years would you have thought a Mercedes would be saying that about a Haas car. Just insane. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the constructors for a moment. Okay, so after 2 races, you see Ferrari has a kind of comfortable lead. Mercedes in second and Red Bull in third. Red Bull, though, very impressive in third with only 1 race of finishes, right? That they didn't have, their cars weren't able to finish the first time. So I think next race, obviously Red Bull will pass Mercedes and Ferrari will probably still be in the lead, but Red Bull will be close. And that Mercedes and Red Bull battle is going to turn into a Ferrari and Red Bull battle this season. Alpine, again, looking strong. Same with Haas, great for them. I think Alpine and Haas are going to be battling. You know, Alpine has an advantage right now of both Ocon and Alonso are able to battle for points, right? We see that Magnussen has been able to get points. If Schumacher can just, you know, he obviously terrible accident in qualifying, but if Schumacher can get that car under control, that Haas would be a deadly, deadly force. Absolutely. Then you have Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, and McLaren. Those 3 might battle it out. I mean, Alfa Romeo would have had more points, maybe more than Haas, if Valtteri's car, you know, didn't have the issues that it did and wasn't able to finish, which is a shame. Really rooting for that guy. So that, you know, every race rooting for Alfa Romeo in that one. Aston Martin, Williams, there's just no hope, man. Those teams are the Williams and Haas of last year. So sorry, Williams, but it's not looking good. Then just taking a quick peek over at the drivers' standings. Obviously, Leclerc and Sainz 1-2. Verstappen 25 again, with only 1 race of finishing. I definitely think that Leclerc and Verstappen are going to be battling it out for the Drivers' Championship. I think that's how it's going to go. So I think it'll be like that, and then just like last season, you know, the mid-tier, it's actually pretty shocking that you don't see Gasly up on here. You would think Gasly and the AlphaTauri, you know, years previously, it seems like he's been building, and now maybe it looks like because of the car that he's really declined. Russell ahead of Hamilton, man, I know Hamilton's not happy with that, but I think if Hamilton is able to continue strong this season, he'll definitely beat out Russell in points. I hope so. I was not a fan of Russell going to Mercedes, so I definitely. Also, I think if Valtteri keeps it up, has good races, you know, he can beat Russell as well, which I'm really hoping for. So I guess to get to the main point, I think this season Leclerc is the new Hamilton if you compare it to last season. Now, obviously, Hamilton as a driver is so much more established, and I'm not doing a one-on-one comparison. All I'm saying is that compared to the 2021 season, Max Verstappen was at the top. He's still at the top here, easily, but now you just take Leclerc, but now you just have 2021 Hamilton replace him with this year 2022 Leclerc, and you have the same battle. It's going to go back and forth, maybe even tied at one point like it was last season, but it's going to be a Ferrari and Red Bull constructors battle, and it's going to be a Leclerc and Verstappen title battle. Big shout out to Red Bull for all these regulations coming at them, and they were able to produce a car that just blows the competition away that Mercedes wasn't able to replicate. Pretty incredible that they were able to do that. Another thing, and just kind of going back a little bit, I think Sainz is going to get overlooked. You know, he hasn't been able to last season, right? He had more driver's points than Leclerc did, but it seems like Leclerc and this car have really meshed, and it doesn't look like there's any coming in between that. So I think Sainz is going to get overlooked, but he has been so far an incredible value as a driver in that Ferrari, being so consistent. Same with Leclerc and Verstappen. So let me know what you guys think going forward, going into the Australia Grand Prix. Is McLaren going to be able to pick it up any? Is either Leclerc or Verstappen going to go like really shine compared to the other? And is Hamilton going to be able to get back on track and drive fast like he's used to? Appreciate you watching. Catch you next time.